Quote Psalm 46. He is bringing an end to wars.
Okay, so how does the source describe this happening? What are the steps?
Well, first, it says God will remove human governments. This happens via an event the Bible calls the War of Armageddon. Now, the source is careful to define Armageddon not as some chaotic, human-caused apocalypse, but as God's specific war to end all human wars and political rule, referencing Revelation.
So God intervenes to dismantle the existing political structures. What replaces them?
God's kingdom. The source describes this as a real, functioning government ruling from heaven that will succeed where human governments failed. It quotes Daniel saying, "This kingdom will never be destroyed."
And Jesus plays a key role.
The central role. The source identifies Jesus Christ as the king of this kingdom appointed by God. It mentions scriptures like Isaiah 9 and Matthew 28 about his authority, and it notes Jesus taught his followers to pray for this kingdom to come, indicating its importance in God's plan.
So the source then describes what life would be like under this kingdom rule.
Oh yes, in quite some detail. It pictures a world united under this one government led by Jesus. It highlights his fairness, no more discrimination based on race or nationality, which fuels so much conflict now. It says people won't have to fight for their rights because Jesus will personally ensure justice and rescue the vulnerable from oppression and violence, citing Psalm 72.
What about the actual weapons of war?
Gone. Micah 4.3 beats swords into plowshares. The source says deadly weapons will be eliminated, and it adds that people who refuse to live peacefully, the wicked, will be removed, ensuring genuine safety for everyone.
And the conditions people live in. The economic drivers of conflict.
Eliminated, according to the source, poverty, hunger, inadequate housing gone, instead abundance of food, comfortable homes for all. It paints a picture of prosperity based on verses in Psalms and Isaiah.
That covers the physical aspects. But what about the deep scars of war? The trauma, the loss?
The source addresses that directly. It speaks of complete healing, physical, mental, emotional. It even talks about the resurrection of the dead back to life on Earth, allowing families torn apart by war to be reunited. And it says the painful memories, the former things, will eventually pass away, quoting Revelation 21.
A complete restoration. And how does this kingdom tackle those root causes the source identified earlier? Sin, human rule, Satan.
That's crucial to its argument. It says God's kingdom will address them. Sin will be progressively eliminated as people learn God's ways and live by them, united in worshiping the God of peace. They'll be freed from its negative influence.
And the issue of human rule is solved
by God's kingdom replacing it entirely. One perfect, heavenly government instead of flawed human ones.
And the unseen instigators, Satan and the demons.
The source states God's kingdom will remove them completely, incapacitating them so they can no longer influence humanity or stir up conflict.